What's going on, team? Ray here from Bet with Ray, here to give you another video. This time we're going to be going over the totals for every game of NFL Week 2. We started off with a 9-6 record last week. Would have liked one more, but it's good to get the season started on a positive for our totals picks. Now this week we have got the full slate. I did miss the Thursday games last week as I was getting prepared, but we're all ready to go. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn those notification bells on. You know what to do, and let's get into it. So we're kicking it off. Thursday night football, we have the Chargers at the Chiefs, total sitting at 54, and honestly this is a tough one. My head's telling me take the under, my heart's telling me take the over. Look, I'm going to take the over 54 here, and I think what's going to happen is we're going to be looking at a game that's trending to go under for almost the entire game, and as happened in the two games last season, it just crept up over the total in the last 3 or 4 minutes. So I see that happening again, taking a slight over here, but it is going to be a game that's going to trend to the under for the majority. The Dolphins at the Ravens is the next one up, and the total's at 45, and I can only look at the under here. It was 43.5, and it's been bet up, so that has me a little concerned. That must be sharp money coming on there. But both of these teams, the defenses are better than the offenses. Ravens secondary is great. Dolphins secondary is terrific. Didn't like what I saw from the Ravens offense last week. Not one bit. Lamar Jackson, sure, he had some great connections down the field, but the run game was abysmal, and that's what the Ravens need to get going. So I'm going to take the under 45 here. Commanders at the Lions, the total's at 49.5, and well, this Lions team is going to be an over team all season, no matter who they're playing. The offense looks great, the defense is horrible. So we're going to take the over 49.5 here. Commanders defense, they get a lot of props for how their defense was a couple of years ago. Last year it wasn't that great. The first game this season against the Jags, it was fine, but it's definitely not up to that level that we saw a couple of years ago. Their offense does look good. Carson Wentz on the road does worry me, but I'll take the over 49.5. Colts at the Jaguars, we got a total sitting at 45.5, and I want the over here again. I think the Colts are in a get-right spot, and they are going to want to put a lot of points on the Jaguars, who knocked them out of the playoffs in the final week of the season last year. Jaguars look like a team that's going to be able to score points this year, and they might even be able to keep games close, but I do like them to get a few touchdowns in this one, so we'll take the over 45.5. The Buccaneers at the Saints, 45.5, give me the under. Both these teams have defenses that are stronger than their offenses, although by the end of the season, that may flip. You know, once we get some of these receivers back for Tampa Bay, once Jameis Winston starts getting used to Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry. Landry had a great connection with him in week 1, but I will like to see that connection improve throughout the course of the season. But for this game, we're going to take the under. The next game might be looking at the over, but we'll take the under 45.5 here. Panthers at the Giants, the total's at 43, and I want the over in this one. Both teams have middle of the range defenses, and let's be honest, middle of the range offenses, but they both have a key to being able to score points. The Panthers through the air, the Giants on the ground. So when you've got ways that both teams are going to be able to score points versus the other team's biggest defense, yeah, give me the over. The Patriots at the Steelers, we have a total of 40. It could be 25, and I still want the under. Neither of these offenses really excited me, especially the Steelers looked absolutely abysmal. If it wasn't for all the takeaways their defense managed, I don't think they would have scored a lot of points at all, and they may have been on the back end of a very, very big beating by the Bengals there. Patriots, on the other hand, yeah, they looked like they were getting close to scoring some points. They just messed up as they were coming into the red zone a few times. But I just don't think they're going to be able to do it against the strong Steelers defense. Yes, the Steelers are going to be without TJ Watt, but they have a deep team, so it's going to be a next man up approach in Pittsburgh. Give me the under 40. Falcons at the Rams, total sitting at 46. And I like the under here. I think both of these teams, again, have defenses that will be stronger than their offenses. Rams' offense couldn't get it going, but most importantly, I think this game's going to be competed on the ground, where the clock's going to keep on ticking, and both of these teams are just going to want to run the clock down. Cordarrelle Patterson and Marcus Mariota were terrific for the Falcons last week on the ground, and the Rams, they couldn't get the run game going, but that's going to be a point of emphasis as they want to try and take the ball out of Stafford's hands since he had those 3 interceptions last week. Give him a bit of confidence, let him get some small completions in, keep the clock ticking, get him a win before you give him the ball back again. Cardinals at the Raiders, total of 51.5, and give me the over here. This looks like a terrific game where we're going to see a lot of points. Both teams play fast, they play hard. Their defenses have got strong players, but they might be slightly overrated. I think the Raiders do have the slightly better defense. They have the slightly better offense as well, let's be honest. But they both have big playmakers that can score quickly, from both the quarterbacks to the wide receivers. Marquise Brown didn't have the best debut for the Cardinals, but he can tear it up when he needs to. Devontae Adams, obviously we saw. Maybe it wasn't just Aaron Rodgers. Maybe he's actually a good receiver. I guess, let's see what he can do after week 1. But give me the over 51.5. Seahawks at the 49ers, total of 42. I know a lot of people that are taking the under here, but I want the over. I want the over 42 in this one. The Seahawks are a 15-2 record in the last 17 games against the 49ers, which is simply mind-boggling if you remember how good some of those 49ers teams were. I do think that we're going to see the 49ers come out victorious in this one, but the Seahawks are going to keep them honest. Geno Smith, what's he got to lose? He's going to be trying to get the ball to Metcalf and Lockett. The connection with Metcalf last week was really nice. And he had a really good connection with his tight ends, which we haven't seen for a long time from him. Any games he's played over the last few seasons, or any time he's come in relief, hasn't really found his tight ends. So it was really good to see him connect with those. So I think we are going to see some points. Jeff Wilson and Rashad Penny will be able to move the ball quite easily on the ground. Both teams don't have the strongest run defense. The 49ers is alright, but the Seahawks definitely don't. So we'll be able to see a lot of yards gained in this match, and let's get some points. Over 42. Bengals at the Cowboys. The total's at 42. And I want the under here. I want the under, and it's a game where I think the Bengals are going to score 30, and I still want the under. Hell, the Bengals could score 37, and I want the under. The Bengals could score 41 points, and I want the under 42 here. The Cowboys just looked horrific on offense. Then you have the fact that Dak Prescott's out. Cooper Rush will be coming in. This Bengals team's going to be out for revenge. Their defense has been solid. Trey Hendrickson's going to be able to get after that weak Cowboys offensive line. So give me the under in this one. Texans at the Broncos, total of 45, and I am all in on the over here. So the Broncos should have scored a lot more points than they did. 2 fumbles in the close few yards there. That was tough. Missed field goal. Sure, it was 64 yards at the end of the game, but that is in McManus's territory. He can make that. He didn't miss by much. A lot of people are saying they should have put the ball in Russ's hands, this and that and the other. What from that game made you think that Russell Wilson had any more chance of getting that 5 yards than McManus did? It was a tough call. The coach made the call. we have to respect that call, and whether you like that or not, it is what it is. So give me the over here. The Texans defense looked better than it has done in the past. Offense looked nice. I didn't mind that offense at all. So I think they will be able to score some points, but the Broncos are going to be in a get-right spot. They're really going to want to put the hammer down, and they will not stop. So over 45 for me. Jets at the Browns, a little out of order here, total of 40.5, and give me the over. I think both of these defenses aren't going to be the strongest. We're going to see some points in this one. The Browns are in a bit of a tough spot, scheduling wise, playing the Thursday night football game next week, so I don't think their head's going to be all the way in it as they have the Steelers next week. So the defense might not be fully prepared for the Jets. I think the Jets are going to come out. They beat the Ravens on the stat sheet, so they should be able to score a few more points than we saw last week. Give me the over 40.5 here. Bears at the Packers, total of 42.5. Tough one. It really depends. How many points do you think the Bears are going to score? Are they going to score 10? Are they going to score 14? Are they going to score 17? If they score 17, there's a dead set over. If they score 14, we're probably going over. If they score 10, I don't really know if I want an over ticket. I think they can score about 14 to 17 points, so give me the over 42.5. I think the Packers are going to come out with a point to prove. The Bears' offense didn't look great, let's be honest. The Bears' offense didn't look great at all. But hell, those 14 to 17 points the Bears are going to score, hey, some of those might be going up on the Packers' side of the score sheet, because Justin Fields did not look good either. So we'll take the over 42.5 in a game that I think is going to be very, very close to that number. Titans at the Bills, and we have a total of 48 here. Bills defense was terrific. Give me the under. There's no way that Titans offense, Derrick Henry didn't look the best. Hillard actually looked great on third down. Tannehill was connecting with some receivers, but we know there's not really a lot of receiving threat in that side. So give me the under 48. I think the Bills are going to score points. I think the defense is going to shut teams down. That Bills team just looks absolutely terrific. Right now there's going to be something serious that needs to happen to stop them from being a Super Bowl contender. Vikings at the Eagles here for our final Monday night game. 51 is the total. This one's tough. I'm going to take the over in a game that I think should go very close to this number again. Vikings showed some great things on offense. So did the Eagles. The Eagles did show some excellent things on offense there. Defensively, was it the Vikings defense or was it Aaron Rodgers and the receiving game that just couldn't get anything going? Little column A, little column B. Eagles defense, well, they weren't good. They let the Lions score at them on will, especially in the second half. So I think we're going to see some points in this one. Give me the over 51. Alright, so that does it for Week 2 Totals Predictions. Guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on. 9-6 last week. Let's hope to better that this week. Week 2 is the week I always love to get behind as books overreact to what they saw in Week 1. Let's get it.